please. Is it in the cards? Yes! Oh my god, it's the last ship we pulled. Hey everybody, the right side here, and soon I feel like I'm going to start running out of adjectives to describe how fast these decks operate. I think the last like 3 videos have just been like decks that go fast, and this is going to be no different. There's really no reason why I decided to build this leader for this week's like build the deck gameplay footage. It's just I felt like it, sometimes like I know a lot of people aren't huge fans of the JTL set, but I am. And to be honest, sometimes I just get the itch to play like these weird JTL decks just because I think they're like pretty funny and they're like really all into just like praying your opponent doesn't have removal. And sometimes, I don't know, it just tickles my fancy. And to this week, I decided that that's what we're going to do. So I built this deck. This is a Wedge yellow deck. This is like pretty typical. I thought about building like Wedge red, but and I mean, you can. Like, if you look here, I've separated everything by the, I don't know, categories that they're in, like I did last week. Everybody seemed to like that, so I decided to stick with the format, and I agree. I think it looks really nice. But yeah, you can look, like win conditions, it's all command heroism. So really, your base doesn't make too much of a difference. The reason why I picked yellow, and I think yellow honestly probably is Wedge's best color, it's just because you can get the double 1-drop. If you can go double 1-drop into like R2D2 or double 1-drop into Dagger Squadron pilot, just a ridiculous turn 1. I mean, probably the best in the game, like just genuinely. It's got some competition with like Ahsoka, Niels, like the Ahsoka deck that can run like Niels and Han Solo. Like that's a good turn 1. But I don't know, there's just something about this, like being able to play like a 1-drop, like a 1-2 raid 2 and a 2-2, and then throw like R2D2 on one of them, and it's like all of a sudden you have like a 2-3 with raid 1 and a 2-2 in space on turn 1. It's like what the hell is going on here, or like a 4 you can run. I mean, this is crazy, right? Open Circle Ace with Dagger Squadron pilot, you can run that and you have a 4-3 in space for 1. Like, what are we talking about? Like, this is what I mean. I just feel like there's some interactions here that are just absurd. And just like last week with the armor, this deck's fast, and it's also banking on the opponent not running removal. And if they do, we're kind of cooked. But, this is a fun deck, like a super fun deck. But yeah, let's just go over categories. Win conditions, obviously, like any space deck, Admiral Akbar. Just a ridiculous card. Glad they printed it. Very fun. Chewbacca, people used to hate this card a lot more. Now their tree remembers, kind of just like ignores it, but this card's ridiculous as well. And the new Yellow Aces Bomber, like a heroism card, like not many of just like plain heroism or villainy cards are actually like playable. So it's good to see that we've got one that's like actually disgustingly good. Turn 1 plays, there's plenty. And we're pretty much running every single 1-drop in these colors because we really want to hit something just disgusting. This is a fast deck. We want to play fast. So 2 1-drops into a free pilot, 2-drop into a free pilot is good too. But just like diversing, space it is really what we're trying to do here. Yeah, Outland Protector, like not great. A 1-2 Sentinel turn 1's not what we want to do. But again, if we can drop a 1-drop on turn 1, that works. What else do we have here? Some pilots, right? Wedge whole ability is based around pilots. We're gonna be playing them cheaper, and believe it or not, if you have a unit, any unit pretty much in the game, and you make it cost 1 less, odds are it's probably pretty good. So we just jam a bunch of pilots in here. Obviously there's some really absurdly busted ones, like getting Luke Skywalker pilot to be cheaper is insane. You get 2 bodies for 2 resources. Poe Dameron creates a space unit and can attach as a pilot when you play him. Doesn't really benefit from the Wedge Antilles piloting resource cheating, but he's still just a very good card in this aspect. Definitely have to run him. And then Han Solo, pilot, probably the best pilot to come out of this set, up there with Chewbacca. And if you play this 1 resource cheaper, this is probably one of the best cards in the game, right? If you can play this cheaper than it actually costs. And then lastly, we just have general utility. Blue Leader, always going to be a great card, always going to play it if you're playing green-white. Pretty much any deck that runs green-white should run Blue Leader, even if you don't focus on space. Death Space Skirmisher, another great card. Run a lot Invader. I don't know if it's run a lot in this deck, but I think it makes sense. Unsanctioned Patrol. I don't think this card's also run a lot, but I see a lot of people are running like cheap Saboteur units, and I think why do that when we could just play a unit and give something Saboteur, right? And then just 3 of the Millennium Falcon to get additional pilots on a unit, which we're going to be playing a lot of pilots, and it scales with pilots, which is what we're doing. So this deck's like pretty easy to maneuver, right? Very, very fast. I would argue it might be faster than the Armorer deck I ran last week, but yeah, I've run this deck a couple times in the past. It's just so fun. I love playing this deck. And it's actually like semi-reliable too, unlike the Armorer, which I saw one did pretty well in the GC. I think it made... Actually, maybe it didn't make top 64, but I saw a couple of running yellow were doing pretty good, so that was cool to see. But enough about that. Let's just hop right into the live gameplay. All right, game number 1, we're facing Rio Durant Blue. As soon as I turn the camera on, I promise you, just facing the wildest decks. Yeah, this isn't, I mean, I have Admiral Akbar, I have Yellow Aces Bomber. This is just an incredible hand. I just don't have any pilots to play. Is it worth resourcing this over or mulligan this over? I think I will. Okay. This is good. I like this. So I could go like this. Play Open Circle Ace. Play the Dagger Squadron Patrol on it. Chewy, but then I'd have no vehicle for him. Chewy on Millennium Falcon just sounds like a win condition though. Ugh, this is really difficult. Very, very, very difficult. Don't really want to do that. Well, we just have to go like this and then hope we pull something good here. And we'll pass. Oof. Oh, missing the turn 2 play is horrible. Yeah, and we can't even like pilot this thing too. Oh, it's so bad. Wow. Oh, that's so bad. I think maybe our only saving grace is the fact that we have Admiral Akbar for 5 resources, which is good. I'm really grasping at straws here, though. I gotta be honest with you. This is so not good. Like, at all. And then I'll claim. I've done all my actions already. So Rio Durant flips next turn with me. He wants to put it on a transport unit. He doesn't have a transport unit, though, which is good. Considering here, I could, if he plays a transport unit, I could kill it. Okay, that is also not a transport unit, so that's good. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do here is I am going to deploy Wedge onto... onto the Unsanctioned Patrol. Does have Saboteur, which is good, but I am concerned he is playing yellow-black. I have a feeling he can exhaust this, but I kind of have to just go for it. Okay, he actually doesn't exhaust it, which is good. I'll hit base for 7. Okay, he trades there. That's fine. We'll play Admiral Akbar. We can pull... Okay, blue leader doesn't really do too much. We could play a sentinel, the A-wing, and Death Space Skirmisher actually is really good. So we'll exhaust this. So he doesn't get his 4/4 Sabo. And Rio Durant can't flip on a ready unit, so that's awesome. And then we can buff up our Sentinel too, which is good. This is actually going pretty well, all things considered. Choose a non-layer unit. Good gracious. Welp. That's interesting. Oh, he rolled it back. Okay. He puts it on the ground unit. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. What do I want to give this to? Probably the thing that has the next most power, just so we can shove power faster. And he's going to flip Rio Durant on it. Okay, I'll claim. Just got to pray that I pull something. Actually, this is good. Admiral Akbar here, I can play it and then hope that I pull another Death Space Skirmisher. Please. Is it in the cards? Yes! Oh my god, it's the last ship we pulled. Oh my goodness gracious. Holy cow. That's awesome. Oh my goodness. We can actually do it. That's insane. Oh my goodness. Saving ourselves 10 damage is crazy. I always forget. Everybody forgets, but Unsanctioned Patrol does have Saboteur, so it can go underneath my unit. So he killed my Death Space Skirmisher. That makes sense. I'll hit his base for 7. So we can actually play Chewbacca here, and it hits for 5 plus 1. Actually, sorry, no, we only have 1 resource and it only... Well, no, it costs 2 less, right? So... So yeah, we'll play... So this does have advantage tokens, but it doesn't have any... Okay, yeah, we can make this pretty good here. We can go Han Solo here, trigger, and kill that. He claims, yep, I'll hit base for 2. And yeah, we're looking pretty good. Unless he has Hyperspace Disaster, he is playing blue. He is playing blue. He has Punch It. Okay. Sure. We'll hit base for 5. Does he have a way to buff Barriss by 3? Nope. No, he does not. So we can just hit in and we can win game number 1. Very close game and insanely lucky pulling that second exhaust unit. Wow. Good game to our opponent. All right. Avar Chris Blue for game number 2. This is definitely... I think one thing, though, about this deck is it is never going to maintain initiative. So if you have the initiative, you know, don't enjoy it for too long. I'll keep this, and we can dump the Unsanctioned Patrol and the Emissary, Sheathopede, and we can actually play a couple units here turn 1. We can play the Outland Protector, then we can play the A-Wing. Then he's going to claim here. And then I'm going to play you on you. And we'll keep going. So I don't think I'm going to use Death Space Skirmisher just yet. I'm going to wait till he really has a bomb, or until I'm like forced to, pretty much. So he has Sabine's lightsaber. Wow. Okay. We'll hit base for 6. So it does have Restore 2, which is good for him. He's going to claim. I will pass. We have another Death Space Skirmisher. Okay. So he can hit in for 4, restoring 2 again. We'll hit in for a bunch. He'll play that, and we'll just keep hitting in. That's all we're gonna do. I could just claim here and trade off with this Yaddle. I don't love that. The problem here is like we're wasting a turn pretty much, but we're making sure that he does too, and he like can't heal pretty much. So, oh man, especially when we have Admiral Akbar this turn. Oh, I just don't know if he can keep up with how fast we're going to be going. You know what? I think I'm going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to trade off with the Yaddle. Shatter point on our A-Wing, I'm assuming. Yep. We're going to deploy Wedge as a pilot onto our Yellow Aces bomber. So we can actually hit for a good amount here. Boom. He will claim. I'll just hit in again and I'll pass. So Blue Eater is like good interaction for sure, but I think at this point we need to start really moving in on his base for sure. Okay. Okay. So he'll heal 3 damage from our base. Sounds good. I can play Admiral Akbar and exhaust Gungi, which I don't think is a bad idea here. And then we can just grab you and you and you, probably. And then we'll just hit base. Double Sabine's lightsaber. Goodness. I'll claim. His deck really is just like, whatever you're doing, I can do it better. Okay, we'll play Death Space Skirmisher, exhausting his Gungi, and then we can play Unsanctioned Patrol, hitting his base for 7. So we have 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 15. So he's just short of lethal. And I'm technically on lethal as soon as he hits me here. So that's not good. I mean, we literally have to claim here. We don't have a choice. Because as soon as he hits me, I'm dead. And I just gotta hope that I can pull a Death Space Skirmisher again. I have to. I literally have to. Okay. Well, we didn't pull it there, which means we have to go with Admiral Akbar. I think, is there one in my resource pile? There is. There's one on my resource pile and one on the board. So let's see if we can grab one. We don't. We just pull the Yellow Aces bomber and this guy. So we'll hit base for, I think, 7. Yep. And that's going to be it for us. It was a close one, but the Gungi was just too big. So GG to our opponent. All right, on to the next one. We're going to play Greek Karga Data Vault. I think I saw earlier today that, who was it? Mog TCG made a video on this deck, so probably people playing it because of that. We're going to mulligan this hand, not much awesome in it. And here we can play this for free, so that's good. We kind of want to double 1-drop here. So probably do this. Yeah, okay with this. He'll play Canyon Frontrunner. Yep, it's pretty good. And we're going to spread out our damage here. So we're going to go This hits for 2. I guess they both hit for 2, so it makes no difference, but we'll do that. We really do need the draw, but Chewbacca's kind of insanely good here. So play with Han Solo. Yep, that's pretty good. We'll hit his base for 3. He's going to play a 2/2. Okay, we're going to attach Chewbacca here. And we could kill this unit. I don't know if that's a winning game plan for us. I think we just got to hit base and pass. Okay, Millennium Falcon R2-D2 is really good. Unsanctioned Patrol is probably good here just for the action compression. Gives us another unit to play. Yeah, Nub works really well with R2-D2 though. We're gonna do this. I don't know if it's the right play, but we're gonna give it a try. So he hits base, we'll hit base. Should have hit with the other one first, because this one has Chewbacca. It's actually harder to kill. He plays Emissary Sheathipede. I'll play Millennium Falcon. He'll play N1 Starfighter. Wow. Play this with piloting on our Millennium Falcon. He will claim. Sounds good. Admiral Akbar is crazy here, especially since we already have a Chewie. I'm assuming he'll probably just hit in for 5, give something -2, -0. That's my guess. He plays Blue Ace. Okay. What is he going to... Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. We'll play Admiral Akbar, and we're going to pull, the unit that exhausts, and we're also going to play probably a Space Sentinel and just this other 1-cost unit. We will exhaust his 5/5. So, I noticed he forgot to resource. I can't imagine that that was on purpose. He has no resources left. You can only do 3. Yeah, we're gonna have to deploy Wedge as a pilot onto the Millennium Falcon. This thing is now huge. It's a 9/9. We're just gonna hit in for 9. And then we have lethal if he doesn't claim here, so he has to. And he does not. So GG to our opponent. It was a good game. We actually were able to kill him pretty quickly, so... But yeah, it was really good. I mean, it just shows what the deck wants to do, and it was very quick. I mean, that game was like 4 minutes, so on to the next one. Okay, on to the next one. We're facing Rose Tico Data Vault. Okay, so it looks like there's going to be a lot of fighting in space, which, probably not very good for me, so... I will keep this. We don't have a 2-drop on turn 1, but we have a nasty turn 1 into turn 2, and this works well together, so yeah, we'll keep. I'm almost thinking maybe I should do this just so I can make sure I have another unit. I don't want to clog my hand with... No, because Han goes crazy with Yellow Ace's Bomber. So yeah, we're going to do that. So yeah, Rose Tico is an interesting leader you never see nowadays, but I have to feel like this is probably not a great matchup for me. Something that's focused on space combat. Whoa, no turn 1 though. That switches things up. Especially have turn 1 5/4 in space. Good lord. Only thing that deals with this cleanly is the 4/5 ambusher. Plays an Alliance X-Wing. Okay. We'll play our Yellow Ace's Bomber, and we'll hit base for 7. He'll claim. Yep. I will pass. Then here, what do we want to do? Han Solo for sure. We can play it for 1. And then we'll have 3 left. We can Blue Leader. Yeah, it's probably pretty good. I want to keep units in my hand for sure. Ooh. This is interesting. 5-6. So we can play Han Solo on here still. Yeah, this is not good. Not awesome. Man. We'll go Han Solo on this, and we'll just hit base for another 6. I'm assuming he's just going to hit here. It's my guess. And then I'm just going to have to play Emissary Sheathipede. Yep. Emissary Sheathipede it is. Assuming he'll claim. Nope, he heals it. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. This is not like a horrible position for me, especially since I can just blue leader here and get rid of this thing. We'll ambush, and then I can pay 2 to move it to the ground. It's honestly not a horrible idea. Ooh, oh my gosh, I forgot the order of the triggers. Whoopsies. That's on me. And it's too late. I'm not going to request a, an undo. That was just my fault. It is what it is. So nothing left to fear. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. Not gonna lie. Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm just gonna claim here then. I'm just gonna keep hitting his base with this Yellow Aces Bomber for a while. I'll do that. And we'll just hit his base for another 6. He plays Resupply Carrier. Yep. I'll play Outland Protector. He's going to hit my base. Sounds good. So I hit base for 6, so I technically don't have lethal yet. So we'll deploy him as a pilot. He claims. Yep. And we'll play you as a pilot. If this has 5 plus 2 is 7, still not lethal, so might as well just diversify our assets. Ooh, I'm gonna keep both of these for sure. For sure. So if we get the opportunity, first thing we're gonna do for sure is hit in base with Yellow Aces Bomber. As we've discussed many times, the hardest thing to do in this game is kill a leader, so maybe. I would really like an Admiral Akbar here would pretty much seal the game, I think. I mean, we're in a really good position anyways. We're 8 away, he's 20. But he is on 8 resources, and we're running out of gas. Okay. Trask Walker. I still don't think that's enough for him. So, yep, we'll just hit in there. And we have exactly lethal on board. GG to our opponent. Playing an interesting deck, actually. He just missed turn 1, and unfortunately that kind of was it for that. But yeah, interesting deck. Really fun to play against some of those more weird decks. But yeah, I think, was that game number 4 or 5? I don't know. I'm playing for a while. So let's hop into the deck review, kind of what I felt were some of the best on the worst cards, what changes I would make. Yeah, just overall stuff. All right, it's discussion time. So how'd the deck perform? Obviously I have to trim these down just so I can show you guys games that were like good and competitive and didn't go horrifically wrong. So to be honest with you, this deck was so fun. It's also like one of the fastest decks I've played recently, which is interesting because I'm always playing these aggro decks now. And obviously all these aggro decks have to go to space. And Wedge just kind of like does it. Like it does exactly what you would want to do, and it's faster at the expense of it also being more fragile. This deck runs just a bunch of 1-drops, and it dumps hand, and there are things that can relieve that, like Boshek, like Akbar can just pull units, but by turn 4, like the 5 resource turn, when you're flipping Wedge, you're kind of just top decking, and you're like, well, hope I don't pull 2 1-drops, or I pull a 1-drop and R2D2 as a pilot, like kind of would just be a game ender. And so maybe you could argue like there needs to be more like higher curve units in this deck, but I would argue that you're wrong. So let's get into this. Least valuable players, most valuable players. Honestly, there's 2 least valuable players that stuck out to me, and coincidentally, they're both pilots. So Boshek, I was just talking about how, you dump hand, right? And then, like, how are you going to get more units? And Boshek, here's one of your answers. The problem is he's not good. The game plan here is dump hand, hit face, right? Well, for 2 resources, you get +1/+2. And sure, it does put stuff in your hand, right? You can dump more onto the board. The idea is we'd like to do it quickly. And even with Wedge, discounting 1, playing a 1 resource 1/2 just isn't very good. We could play a free +2/+1. We could play a 2 cost +3/+2. 2 cost +2/+3, a 2 cost +3/+3. Like there's so many different options that paying 1 for a +1/+2, especially when we have premium seating on these ships, there's only so many ships that can, be given pilots, right? It's how many you play. And we can't play many because we don't have many cards. And if we draw more cards with Boshek, then we're wasting time. We need to be faster. And Boshek just doesn't have the stat line to get us there. The card draw is useful. I think there's better things we can do with his card. Next up is going to be Podamron. This card, honestly, I played so many games, and I understand you can play him as a unit, and then you can put him on a unit in space, and he also creates a unit. It's a 2-in-1, and it's great, and it's awesome. Creates a unit, puts a pilot. But the problem is, by the time we get to the 4 resource turn, like I said earlier, we got premium seating. We're out of spaceships for him to be on. So we would end up just playing him on the ground and then creating an X-Wing. And we've gone wide, which is nice. But, I just always felt like there was something better to do on this turn. Whether it's attaching big pilots to the units we have left or playing unsanctioned patrol or something else. It just felt like Podamron really didn't get there. So those are the least valuable players. Most valuable players, I feel like this is getting more obvious the more I go on. Maybe not. The Armorer's Darksaber was a pretty obvious choice for the MVP of the upgrade deck. Go figure. But 3, it's literally going to be exactly what you expect. We got Admiral Akbar. This card is ridiculous, and you can feel it when you play it. Playing 3 units at a time is just insane. Yellow Aces Bomber. I've talked about this card already so many times. Please listen to me. If you have access to this color, it's just heroic. You should be running this card. It is so crazy. I always used to be a big Evan Hawk fan, a 3-cost unit that can hit for 5. Well, this is a 3-cost with support and also a ridiculous ability, which can proc on another unit. And you put Han Solo on this, and all of a sudden you're hitting for 6. And yeah, this card's just so insane. It's so insane. I knew it was going to be insane. Any space deck just needs this card. So again, I've talked about this so many times. And then lastly, go figure, it's Chewbacca. This card is basically the Darksaber for space decks. This just, you put this on a unit and you're like, cool, it's not going to die now. Putting this on Yellow Aces Bomber, putting this on the Millennium Falcon, just literally putting this on anything. This is a +3/+3 for what's effectively 2 when we play Wedge Antilles, could be 1. This card is ridiculous. It's good for 3. Playing it for 1 is probably the most broken card in the entire game. But yeah, no kidding. You look at these cards and you go, yep, that looks like the 3 cards that are best in a space deck. And they're all in green and white. So like I said earlier, you can play in yellow, you could play in red, doesn't matter. It's all running green white. So these are the deck updates I made. Listen, it's boring. I removed 4 pilots and I brought in 2 N1 starfighters because they hit for 3 on a 2 resource card. And I think I added a Luke Skywalker. Yeah, and I was at 51 cards before, so now I'm at 50. So, and that's it. It's, pretty boring. It's a boring list, but it's effective and it kills fast and it's incredibly fun. I mean, listen, if, would I recommend taking it to a PQ if that's your thing? If that's what you want to do, if you want to bring a deck that's fast and fun and you'll play for 10, 15 minutes before your game is decided, why not? That's a fun way to play Star Wars Unlimited. Get the games over with and enjoy your day, right? Why not? But it isn't incredible, right? If there's any interaction, you're building tall, so any exhaust effects are incredible against this deck. You're playing upgrades, so any bounce effects are incredible against this deck. Yeah, just pretty much the same old, except this deck is ridiculously fast. With the new addition of Admiral Akbar, it can spit out units rapidly. It can replenish its board. It's such a fun deck. I love it. And I think you would love it too if you try it out. So I'm going to leave this deck in the description like I did last time. I don't remember if I mentioned it last time, but I'm leaving these decks in the description. If you want to, check it out. Please check it out. It's super fun. I'm actually going on vacation this upcoming week, so I'm not sure I'll be posting a video. But after that, certainly I'll be back and I'll be making brand new videos. Talk to you guys later. Peace.